everybody. Terrence Popp here with another episode from the Lair. Today I just got some opinions, a couple questions in regards to my Lair episodes. And I think you'll like them, so we'll dive right in here. Number one.
In your video, the shit test, how can you possibly know this many? I think you're bullshitting us.
When you've been in the Army as long as I have, you see a lot of dumb idiots, especially young dumb idiots. They come in and they make the same mistakes over and over and over fucking again. And like literally, like they come in there with some chick from she just came off the pole from dancing. You're like, oh, it's gonna end well. Yeah, I'm sure they'll fall in love and stay married forever because she loves him. Yeah. Now listen, I've seen a lot of patterns and a lot of craziness, and I've seen the world from the top down, the bottom up, and every shitty layer in between. I'm not bullshitting you. So, talk to the guys in the, who leave comments on my videos. I pretty much almost always approve them all, unless you spam out a bazillion of the same one. I'll let one or two go through and cut the rest of them out. But, I've talked to a lot of people who've watched this video, and they're like, it's dead nuts on. In fact, there's some on there I didn't even put on there. So, fuck it. Okay, I keep getting asked this, are you bringing back the boards? Yeah, but the thing is, we did 4 years of the boards. They're quite funny. I think they are necessary for videos that have a lot of math or picture explanations that require some drawing and so forth. They aren't really necessary for all of them. We're going to keep that one in our back pocket, but, Blake, my producer, has limited times. He's married, have kids. He's got to hustle and do his deal. And he can't be editing all of these videos, especially when YouTube is cutting our funding to almost nothing. In the future, I plan to be around a little bit more, and I'm planning on, doing the green screen, some comedy skits, Hit Warning Hammer, some more Pimp Tart Institutes, and some other, ideas that are on the back burner. So there should probably be 5 or 6 different, types of videos. And then I'm going to start working on my stand-up and then actually do some stand-up routines and put that in there too. I'll start off with like 5 or 10 minutes. Ideally, I want to work up to an hour and then maybe an hour and a half down the road. Once you can do an hour of stand-up and people, even if they hate your guts, you can still get gigs. And I get some more exposure that way. So that's just, my brain pan kicking it around a little bit. Let's see, number 3. Where do you get all the hilarious acronyms from? Most of them I come up with when I'm sleeping. There's a pad of paper where I lay down to sleep in my lair and the couch thing that I call bed couch or whatever. And I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night going, holy shit, I got to write that down or I'll forget it. And I'll come up with some humdingers, man. That's where the deployable inseminator carrier kit came from. Let's see, I can't take credit for Can or Sentimental Thinker. That came from somebody else's, an old officer I know, his son came up with it. So I didn't think that one up, but I came up with a lot of them. And I don't know, they make me laugh. Hopefully they make you laugh too. Okay. This individual's upset. I don't blame him. He's like, Pop, can you please mention the true rape culture going on? I.e., men getting raped in family court. He's absolutely correct. Men getting raped in prison in numbers that would shame feminists about theirs. Because there's truly a rape culture in prison. Yeah, pretty much. Men get 93 to 96% workforce deaths and maimings. Yes, they do. Apparently, the 2 laws of economics, risk equals reward and time equals money, hasn't really floated down the pie chart to get to the crazy feminists because they just keep squawking their diatribe and, they're not looking at the actual real numbers. The system, as it stands now, imprisons men illegally, sets them in indentured servitude, you are correct there, and drives men to kill themselves in droves, which, if you check the numbers from the 60s, I think that number has been climbing pretty much a little bit every year since then. And no one bats an eye. You're absolutely correct. And I want to add in my little part here. They get to lie and do whatever the fuck they want, make false accusations, and no one ever punishes them. They fucking get away with it, and it's only gonna get worse until some of these women get fucking, clotheslined and thrown to the dirt. That's just my opinion. So, dude, you're spot on. That's the true rape culture here in the West, and these feminists trying to sell that bullshit, and they're fucking stupid. And what's even more shameful is there's people out there walking around with a goddamn smartphone that can Google the facts, and they just fucking, even the former president of the United States was spouting off at his slot, slot A or his better slot B about this bullshit. I mean, come on. All right, that's the end of that. Number 5. What is your take on hipsters? I don't have any take on hipsters. I really don't run into many hipsters in the Army. If I did, they keep it to themselves because I'd probably fuck with them. Yeah, so, to be honest, if they keep to themselves, I don't give a shit. But if they're out there running their suck holes and, hipster, feminist, male, whatever the fuck they call themselves, I would have to say those guys are manginas. But, who am I? Number 6. The stat that 1 out of 5 women in the Western world now identify as feminists is patently incorrect, Mr. Popp. Why do you call him Mr.? Just call me Popp, man. 100% of women always take half in divorce, use the kids as pawns or hostages, go for the alimony, go for the jugular, and feminists have fought tooth and nail to keep this shit in place. So any woman who uses these tools is by default a feminist. Well, holy fucking shit. I never thought of it that way, dude, and you are absolutely correct. But I will say this. My sister got divorced a while back, a couple years, 2 or 3 years back, and she let her ex-husband off the hook. I think at the time he had 3 kids under 18. She was a stay-at-home mother. I mean, she could have went there and cried in front of the judge and not even use any kind of accusations. And he was working, I think he's still working, pulling down like 6 figures at one of the car companies as an engineer. He would have been fucked. He would have been living in the soup kitchen with a cardboard box out back. But she gave him a pass. So I don't think my sister buys on to the whole feminist thing. That's just my opinion. I'm glad that she's not like that, even though sometimes her opinions are a little bit liberal for my taste. But she's a chick, so what can you do? Okay. All right. Now, I usually don't do this. I usually take away the email, but I'm going to only take off the half of this email. So this guy, his email address is Canterbury Twist. That's right. You heard me. Canterbury Twist at, I'm not going to say the rest. And this guy says,
I have been happily married for over 25 years. You need to man up and just take the plunge.
You stupid motherfucker. All right, so you've been married 25 years. I'm assuming you got married somewhere around 25, so that puts you between 49 and 52. I'm 48. Maybe you're talking to some other people on who come to my site, because I know you're not fucking talking to me. Because I've been married once. I saw how the shit works. It was a fucking wake-up call. And, I get emails like this. It just infuriates me because, yeah, okay, you're married for 25 years. Good for you. All right. You are one of the smallest minorities out there that I know of, especially if you're happily married. I know lots of guys who've been married over 20 years who are far from happily married. Most of them, they take up a sport called, they're debaters, basically master debaters. But they do it mostly in the basement when they're married. And if you have to do that, you're doing it fucking wrong. So, yeah, so fuck you, dude. And I've had people tell me, you hate women, you're hurt, blah, blah, blah. Listen, it doesn't matter what takes you through the door to awaken. Once you step through the door and you see how the fucking shit is, it doesn't matter how you got there. All it matters is you now know that the shit's fucked up. Maybe some guys, it takes a couple of their friends to drag them through the door. Sometimes it's me, trying to push some wisdom to these fucking dumbasses behind me. Okay, some of them will listen. If it's just one, this is all fucking worth it. Number 3, and I had to learn this myself. I had friends of mine get divorced. One of my best friends in the world. I went to war with this guy. I've known him since I was 13. He got divorced, and he was like telling me all the fucked up shit and how pissed off he was. And I was like, oh yeah. I was totally oblivious to his pain. And when it happened to me, I literally went to his house in tears of shame and apologized to him profusely at my callousness and inability to feel his pain or listen to his problems. So yeah, that one was on me. But it's not on me in the future, motherfucker. So fuck you. All right, number 8. We're moving on. I'm getting too spun up. Okay, apparently this is somebody who Googled my name. It says, do you know how many Google pages that have your name on them? No, not really. You know you're a public figure now, and you should probably watch what you say. Okay, well, first of all, I don't really try to slander anybody. I make fun of people. It's not really slander. It's all done in, I'm trying to teach people shit and be funny at the same time, because apparently, at least for me, when I was taught in the past, if I learned shit while I was laughing, I never forgot it, ever. And most of the shit I'm telling people is the truth, at least from my perspective. I'm not trying to make shit up. I'm not really a rumor monger, and I don't like to push a false narrative. And I always tell everyone, hey, I'm not good at deception or lying. If I could, I'd work for the CIA, and obviously I don't. So that's just that. So watching what I say, come on. I mean, what are you trying to do here? Scare me or something? Fuck you. There you go. Number 9. Okay, how do you raise daughters not to be like their mother, a monkey branching whore? Are you really asking me for parenting advice? Are you serious? I gamble with my children. All right? We play golf for money. Let's see, we bowl for money. Play Risk for money, Axis and Allies for money, Monopoly for money. I taught my kids how to play poker in 21 when they were 4 and 3, 5 and 6 and 4 respectively. My daughter now crushes me in poker, and she laughs the whole time. So please don't ask me for parenting advice, because I'm not that guy. I wish I was. I wish I had more time to be around my kids to be a better parent. I try to be as supportive as I can in the 160 some odd hours I get to see my kids in a month, because I do drive 571 miles one way just to see them. That's just between you and me. So yeah, if I was to give you some advice, I would simply say this: tell them the fucking truth. Show them examples of women who have done the bullshit that their mother did or whatever, and let them know that this is what this behavior gets. All right? If you monkey branch, sooner or later, you're going to run out of branches, and you're going to wind up the fucking crazy cat lady. Take her, or take them to see the crazy cat lady. All right? Let them see it firsthand. Because you telling it to them, it's going to sound like, wah, 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 like the teacher in Charlie Brown. It's not going to work. So tell them the truth. Show them real-world examples. That's all you can really do. And that's what I did with my daughters in regards to, how to use money, how to fight with pistols and knives and shit like that, how to make Molotov cocktails, and all that other cool stuff. So, yes, there are advantages to having a father who's a former Green Beret. I'm just going to say that. All right, finally, 10. I don't know who sent this, but this is fucking hilarious.
Pop, you should get a sugar mama.
No, I don't. I don't need that, because that means that I'd be shacking up with a chick who's a minimum of 10 years older than me. I'm almost 50, so that would put her like 58 to 62. Come on, how many 62-year-old women do you know that you could actually bang on a regular basis? I don't. I don't know any. Okay? And most of them that are single at that age, usually they might look good on the outside if they still look good, but they're probably rotten to the core on the inside, and just walking in their shadow might jeopardize your fucking soul. That's just my opinion. Okay, now some of these women they're 18 to 24, they can do this sugar daddy bullshit, And I'm sure there's plenty of sugar daddies who are in their 40s coming out of the woodworks to hook these chicks up. But as they get older, those prospects go away. So by the time a woman is 30 to 40 years old, it's over. One of my ex-girlfriends, she wanted to break up. She wanted to get something better. I said, okay, go ahead. It is what it is. I've seen this before, and seldom, if ever, does it end well. You can now find her, if you Google a certain way, her being plowed by different dudes on the internet who apparently banged her as practice, filmed it, and put it on the internet. So, if you're watching this woman, seldom, if ever, does it end well. Anyway, that's me. My advice for the evening. Have a good night, and see you in the morning.